They used to call me dramatic. That was the word they'd use when I cried as a kid, not out of nothing, but out of something. Real things. Being hit, being ignored, being talked down to in ways that felt small and permanent. My mom would look at me with that sigh-smirk combination, like I was just exhausting her by having feelings. She always made sure I knew I was inconvenient, too sensitive, too much. My dad didn't say much at all. He didn't need to. His silence said everything. He'd look past me like I was just background noise. If I tried to speak up, he'd just leave the room. Or worse, stay and let the silence drag long enough to feel like punishment. And my brothers, they followed suit. They teased and pushed and made sure I knew I didn't belong among them. They picked on me relentlessly, called me a freak, a weirdo, a soft little bitch. Not in the joking way families sometimes tease. It was sharp, cruel. And when I reacted, when I flinched or cried or begged them to stop, they laughed. Like they'd won. Like I was playing the role they wrote for me perfectly. I spent a lot of time in my room, a lot of time learning how to disappear. I remember lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I did wrong to end up in a house like that. I got good grades, I was quiet. I didn't drink, didn't sneak out. I did everything right, or at least I tried to. But in that house, being good didn't earn you love. It just made you invisible. By 17, I was gone. I moved out the day I legally could, took out student loans, got a job stocking shelves at a grocery store, and ate ramen and expired snacks from the break room. It wasn't glamorous. Some nights I fell asleep shivering in a room with no heat, but it was mine. They didn't call, not once. Not for my birthday, not to check in, not to ask if I was alive. I got a single text from my mom on my 21st, K, a response to me saying I wouldn't be home for dinner, like my absence didn't even register. I kept going anyway. I worked, I studied, I taught myself how to build websites, then apps. Eventually I launched a product out of my basement that took off. It wasn't luck, it was relentless work, sleepless nights, teaching myself everything no one else had ever bothered to help me learn. I built something real, something successful. Now I run a company with employees, clients, revenue, the whole thing. I make more in a month than my parents made in a year. People know my name. I'm invited to speak at conferences. I've been profiled in magazines. None of that fixes anything. But it does change the volume of the noise. Because now they call. My mom brags about me to her friends. My dad tells stories about how I was always so smart. Like he ever sat down with me, ever asked me what I cared about. My brothers act like we've always been close, like all those years of ridicule and neglect were just tough love. They say they're proud. They say things like,